with
There's
chaos.
obviously E102 Gamma, who dies by self-destructing in order to set himself free. Yeah, it's
Bro, what is this writing? Bro, what is this writing in Sonic? Who are these writers? How much do they get paid for making art, bro? He sacrificed himself to be free. Oh my god, bro. Who writes these games and these shows, bro? Who writes these, man? It's peak. I didn't know characters get killed off in Sonic, bro. I thought Sonic was family friendly, killed friendly. But if there's one thing I've learned, my whole journey of learning Sonic and learning the lore and playing the games, is that they really do be dying in this. Like, this universe, they don't play. You could really die. But you also could get retconned. I'm learning about Shadow. I heard Shadow got retconned. Who else got retconned? Infinite. Boo! He got plot armored recently, bruh. But, man, they really be dying. But I don't know, like, how many characters have died. So now we're gonna watch this video to see every character that has died in Sonic. It's 27 minutes long, so that means it must be a lot of characters that have died. And I heard Sonic has died too. Your main character got packed? It's not a good look. It's not a good look at all. So let's get into the video. Let's check it out.
Welcome to Chowmix.
W
Death is something
Chowmix.
No one can outrun, not even Sonic himself. Oh, sorry, that got kind of existential. It's okay though. We always have
Sonic
colors to go
died,
back to
bro.
pretend all that stuff doesn't exist.
Yo, who killed Sonic again? Mephiles, right? So how is Mephiles not #1 villain in the Sonic realm if he killed your main character?
Just rainbows and sunshine and donuts and candy and that one alien baby from Chicken Little. Yeah, I'm joking, but I'm also kind of not. One thing those 2010 era games did that everything else didn't was shy away from those darker concepts such as death. Because believe it or
Sonic
not,
is really not a
death is
kid's.
something that
It's
happens
not a
pretty
kid's
frequently in the
thing.
Sonic series outside of that era. And I'm not talking about how, for instance, when you stomp on a Goomba and they turn into a cloud of dust in a Mario game. I'm talking about like death. And for really important characters, no less. There's a surprising amount of them if you can believe it, but not as many as the number of people who watch my videos but aren't subscribed to the channel. So if that's
If you're watching this video right now, hit that subscribe button. Not just on my channel, but on Chowmix's channel too.
sounds like you, I would really appreciate it if you took a second out of your time and went down and hit that subscribe button. And the like button too while you're at it.
Yeah, hit the like button too, man.
Helps me out and it's free.
It'll help me
nothing to
too.
lose and everything to gain. Thank you. Anyways, let's head over
Ouch!
to Sonic.org and catalog every
Bro, this is the second video today where I'm getting hurt, bruh. Jeez. I'm tired.
instance of death towards
Maybe
major
Sonic
characters in
dying
the
will bring
Sonic
me some
series.
happiness. W Chowmix. What are you doing? Hit that subscribe button.
Dying sucks, and one thing you have to do to make sure you don't die.
Whoa, Sonic can drown. I didn't know that. I say that because if you're an OG on this channel and if you're really supporting the channel, you will know that I play Sonic Adventure 1. I'm playing it right now. And Sonic could literally stay underwater for forever. So I was kind of like, damn, add that to the list of Sonic overpowered powers. But he can actually drown now.
Dying sucks,
Okay,
and one thing you
we
have to
learned
do
that.
to make sure you don't die is eat. But eating can be difficult because of all the prep work you have to do. That's where today's sponsor,
W
Factor,
ad,
is
bruh.
bending
W ad.
Eating each had to be
Fun fact,
You can
I
make
actually got
yourself to a
sponsored
box,
by
so don't
HelloFresh when I used to stream. I still stream though. I just haven't streamed a lot lately because I got school.
talk
It's
about each
exam
of the major
season.
deaths within the Sonic series. I'll be including everything from the games
Sonic
except for your
music
regular
is
badniks and
great.
the obvious monsters of the week that Sonic defeats at the end of his games, like the Bio-Lizard or Dark Gaia, for example.
Sonic also
Because
kills
one,
people
those
too.
guys were literally created
Like
for the
Sonic is not like Naruto where we do all that friendship talk. He kills people.
purpose of being defeated by Sonic. And two, I don't really consider them characters, you know? I mainly just want to talk about major characters that play at least a bit of a sentient role within the story. Also, I think it goes without saying, but spoiler warning for the entire Sonic series, I guess. Anyways, did you know that almost every main character has died at some point? Quotation marks on died. Obviously, they didn't stay dead or else there'd be no Sonic characters left.
Yo, Sonic, the universe of retconning. Is that what I'm hearing? Universe of plot armor? Damn, the whole main cast has died. So the Attack on Titan author was not the first person to kill off main characters. It was Sonic.
At some point,
Wow.
almost all of these characters have bit the dust in one way or another. In
Damn.
the 2006 hit game Sonic the Hedgehog, the Blue Rat himself dies at the hands of Mephiles the Dark during the 4th campaign titled The Last Story. I know, right?
That's what
How dare
Mephiles
the main
looks like?
character of the series have the audacity to die? You literally have plot
Ooh,
armor.
he got
In order
shot
to
through the
revive
back.
flames of disaster sealed within Princess Elise, Mephiles would need to make Elise cry. Why exactly does he have to go and do that, you might be asking? Well, I promise you, it isn't just because he's a grade A asshole. His motive behind this was because the world-ending monstrosity known as Iblis happened to be sealed within Elise when she was a little girl. And the only thing preventing it from escaping was reliant on her not crying a single tear for the rest of her life. That's like
What?
trying to hold together an entire treehouse
That
with
must
duct
be
tape.
hard
It
as
just ain't
crap.
happening. Sure, it's a bit hard to believe that she got that far in life without crying once, but Sonic's death would 100% be the straw that breaks the camel's back.
She got
here.
nice shoes,
And
though.
this is because the two formed a very strong bond throughout the game. Sonic's death is actually one of the more gruesome on this list. After being blinded by the flashing light of a Chaos Emerald, Mephiles sneaks up from behind and impales the hedgehog through the heart with an enormous energy
Damn.
spear. Clearly,
Yo, they did this in a Sonic game. Like, Sonic is actually more than a kid's game, bro. This is not child's play. They pierced him through the heart.
this isn't the end for Sonic, or else we wouldn't be getting any more games. Or at least games with
Hilarity.
Sonic in the title, and we all know how that usually goes. So after all of Sonic's friends gather the 7 Chaos Emeralds, Elise is able... We all know how that usually
They
goes.
threw a
So after all
funeral
of
for my boy with Chaos Emeralds, bro.
Sonic's friends gather the 7 Chaos Emeralds,
Oh
Elise is
my
able
days.
to revive Sonic by giving him a big ol' smooch right on the lips. This scene would haunt every single big game journalist to
so
ever
Sonic
review
is
a
Sleeping
Sonic
Beauty?
game for the foreseeable future. But for better, or for worse, it made it so that we'd keep getting Sonic games since we no longer have a dead protagonist. Awesome. Tails also has his time to shine, and by shine I mean straight up die. In the 8-bit version of
Damn.
Sonic 2, there are 2 different endings, and depending on which one you get is the factor that decides Tails' fate. Obviously, getting the good ending has
Yo,
you
he
see
got
Sonic
shot to
rescuing
death?
Tails and the 2 running off into the sunset together. But getting the bad ending shows something a little bit darker. Sonic defeats Mecha Sonic and escapes without Tails, running into the sunset by himself. The sky transitions to nighttime. Sonic looks up, and in the constellation, we can see a faded image of Tails' face, implying that our two-tailed buddy is no more. Clearly, the
Damn.
canon ending is the one where Sonic saves Tails, or else
R.I.P.
we'd never be
Tails,
seeing
man.
Tails ever again in any other games. So Tails' death in this game could be considered a part of a separate timeline branching off of the main Sonic, if this game is even considered canon in the first place. Sonic Lost World, despite being in an era
who
I
decides
said
what's
shied
canon
away
or
from
not?
the concept of death, still did in fact have a few off-screen implied deaths of some of the main cast of characters. Well, depending on how you want to look at it. Zavok, seeking revenge, uses a tool stolen from Dr. Eggman called the Extractor, and targets it at Earth to slowly drain it of its energy. We can see Earth's foliage wither away and die as
Damn.
all the energy is funneled out. But it wasn't just the plant life, because we can see Amy slowly losing energy as she's FaceTiming Sonic right before the
No,
power
not
completely
Sonic's
cuts
girl.
out. This implies that the life energy wasn't only drained from the plants, but living organisms like Amy as well.
That boy
And
FaceTime
since
from a
Knuckles was
Switch.
also there, we know that he would have been drained of all of his life energy as well. Heck, let's go even further. Everything on Earth, period, probably had the life energy sucked out of it at that point. Well,
Damn.
temporarily, of course. Because fret not, by the end of the game, all life on Earth is revitalized, so nobody ends up actually
Dude, they
staying
got
dead in
Minecraft
the end.
trees.
If you even consider this dying in the first place, that is. Shadow the Hedgehog is
That's
a
like
character that's on this
that's
list
like
due to a sort of technicality.
when Pain killed everyone in the Leaf Village.
We all know that Shadow spends the remainder of his energy using Chaos Control in order to save the Earth from colliding with the Bio Lizard at the end of Sonic Adventure 2. Because of this, Shadow plummets down to the Earth and is presumed dead by the rest of the cast. The next game, Sonic Heroes, reveals that Shadow did in fact survive the fall.
But he got amnesia.
Or did he? Throughout not only this game, but also the preceding game, 2005's Shadow the Hedgehog, Shadow goes on a journey to discover the truth to his past and his mysterious reappearance after the events of SA2. Is he the original Shadow the Hedgehog,
Don't say SA2, bro.
or simply a replica android built to have the original's memories? In 2005's Shadow
What did I
was
just
simply
see?
a replica
Oh no.
android built to have the
We got
original's
millions of
memories.
Shadows. My favorite character.
In 2005's Shadow the Hedgehog,
My favorite
there's a
Sonic
point where
character.
Dr. Eggman tells Shadow that he's an android, but later on admits to him that this was a lie and he was the real deal the entire time. But even though Shadow did survive his plummet towards Earth, I think it's important not to forget some of the context surrounding Sonic Adventure 2's development in the real world. As far as Sonic Team themselves knew at the time, Sonic Adventure 2 was supposed to be their final game.
These guys created
With the
some
Dreamcast
legendary
officially
stuff, man.
pronounced dead, Sega would exit the console industry after being a top competitor for years, and their future was incredibly uncertain.
Why did
Sure,
Sega
they would
have to
eventually
leave?
become a third-party developer and
Sega
continue
was the
making games
ish
on
back
other
then.
consoles, but it's vital to remember that there was a point where their future was entirely up in the air, and at that time, Sonic Adventure 2 was meant to be the final Sonic story. And Shadow's death at the time of SA2's release was meant to be conclusive. This means that when they wrote the ending of SA2, Shadow was really meant to die here. Too bad they didn't know that Shadow would go on to be the most popular Sonic character, surpassing even Sonic himself, and they'd basically be forced to bring him back whether
Oh, so I'm not the only one who likes Shadow?
wanted to or not. Anyways, one of the more underappreciated aspects of the Sonic series definitely has to be its robot designs. Not only are they cool looking, but there's quite a few of them. Although these guys were basically built to be
Metal
destroyed by
Sonic, where is he?
Sonic, they do have a bit more personality to them than your average Badnik or Lovecraftian monster of the week, so that's why we'll be talking about some of them here. Rapid fire time, let's go! First up, we have Mecha Sonic from the 16-bit version of Sonic 2. Some might say this was the prototype version of Metal Sonic, seeing as this robot is also meant to resemble the Hedgehog. This is the second to final boss in
They give
Sonic
that boy
2 and
razors.
is thrashed by Sonic, all without even carrying a single ring. Yeah, thanks for that, game. Real fun time there.
Oh, so he
Next,
couldn't
we
get
have
hit.
Mecha Sonic. Again, but this time it's
Another
the one
Mecha
from
Sonic?
the 8-bit version of Sonic 2. Although he has the same name, this is actually a completely different mech.
Are we really
However,
gonna
while he
count
does
these
have the same
guys?
design, that
They're
doesn't stop him
robots.
from sharing the same fate as his
Can you die if you were never truly alive? So can we say these robots died? Were they ever really alive?
16-bit counterpart.
But we say our phones, when our phones lose charge, we say they die.
He also appears in Sonic
Think about
Mania to
it.
die
Think
again in
about
Hulk.
it.
Then we have Mecha Sonic Mark
What?
II. Yeah,
Oh.
thankfully there's something to differentiate this guy from the other ones this time. Sonic proves triumphant
Same
over Mecha
moveset,
Sonic
though.
Mark II in Sky Sanctuary. But it isn't until the Mecha has a second bout with Knuckles where he gets dismantled for good. Well, not before using the Master Emerald to achieve a super state as a last-ditch effort.
Super.
But even with this extra
What?
juice, the robot
Everybody
still
got
didn't stand
super
a
in
chance
Sonic.
against the Guardian of the Master Emerald. Metal Sonic, we all know Metal Sonic. He's got speed to match the Blue Hedgehog himself, but gets dismantled quite a bit throughout the course of the entire series. He's often rebuilt, but like all the other robots here, each defeat may or may not constitute as a death. We're gonna say it's a death though, just for the sake of this video. For
Neo
instance,
Metal
in
Sonic,
Sonic CD,
ChatGPT
he slams
before
face first
ChatGPT.
at full speed straight into a wall trying to race Sonic. He melts into a bed of lava at the end of the Sonic OVA. He explodes after being defeated in Sonic Triple Trouble. In Knuckles Chaotix, he's dismantled by the Chaotix crew after turning into this terrifying abomination called Metal Sonic Kai. In Sonic Mania, he turns into a similar form called Giga
Neo
Metal
Metal
Sonic,
Sonic is
but still
crazy.
gets his ass scrapped. In Sonic Generations, he gets his head kicked in by Classic Sonic and explodes. And
Damn.
Sonic 4 Episode 2 has a similar end to Sonic
Bro has
CD
died
as he
so
crashes
many
into a wall
times.
as he tries to win against Sonic in a
Damn.
race. Honestly, I think Metal Sonic might have gone through it the most out of any character
He
on this
actually
entire
has.
list.
He's
Mecha
died the
Knuckles
most.
is going to be the last Robo that we talk about, for now. His first and only appearance is in Sonic Advance, and he fights and is defeated by every playable character in the game.
Robo
It's not
Knuckles?
clear who dismantles him for good, but I know for a fact that he definitely didn't survive getting his ass kicked by 4 different characters in a row. Okay, so I said I was only going to do the games, but I'm going to make an exception for Sonic X, since it was
Yo, has Eggman ever died? Oh, I mean, they said every main character.
developed
has died, so
alongside
probably.
Sonic Team and has some really interesting deaths. Because the next 2 character deaths that we have are both from Season 3 of Sonic X, the Metarex arc. Keep in mind you'll need to watch the Japanese dub specifically because the English dub censors out a lot of this. First, we have Molly, whose death was entirely covered
Damn.
up in the
They done
English
killed-
dub.
they done killed
In a
the side
valiant effort
character,
to
bro.
protect her friends during an airship battle with the Metarex, Molly charges in guns blazing. While in the English dub it's
No.
implied she escapes alive per Shadow's
Kamikaze.
instructions, the Japanese dub shows her charging in head first after locking tear-filled eyes with Shadow and her
No.
spaceship exploding moments later.
Damn.
Honestly, one of the saddest deaths in the entire series.
Bro, Sonic is actually not for kids. This is something you'd see in an anime. This is definitely something you'd see in an anime. This is anime level plot and storytelling.
And it probably would be the saddest
Damn, they
death if
did a
it weren't
funeral
for
for
our
her.
next character, Cosmo. Cosmo would become the love interest of Tails after joining with Sonic and his friends to defeat the Menrex race.
That boy
While
Tails
the two
got
had
a
something
crush.
really nice going on between them, it wouldn't last because Cosmo would eventually sacrifice herself in the end. Her plan was to engulf the Menrex.
Bro, this just makes me think of Sokka from Avatar. I forgot when the girl, she sacrificed herself so the waterbenders could have power again because they killed one of the fishes. Damn.
His planet by turning
R.I.P.
into a
Cosmo.
giant cherry blossom and exploding to take out the entire planet with herself. The only issue, Tails would have to be the one to shoot her to complete this plan. After wrestling with some extreme emotions, Tails would finally pull the trigger so that Cosmo's sacrifice wouldn't be in vain.
Bro, this is
With that, the
anime
wrath of
level
the Menrex
plots,
race
bro. They got anime level plots.
would be no more, and Tails would plant Cosmo's heart in a pot to always remember her.
Ooh,
Sonic Adventure
that's
1
tough.
has a lot of deaths, many unnamed though.
That's tough.
So let's start off with those, shall we? First, we have pretty much any
Sonic
species
Adventure
or
or the-
civilian that died
Do I skip it? Because it's going to be a spoiler for me. I'm still playing the game. Even though I'm kind of lost. But I'm still playing the game. Should I skip this part? I'm going to keep playing it because I know there's actually a lot of things in that game.
during the fight with
he
perfect
probably
chaos.
won't
The dude
talk about.
violently flooded an entire city within just about a minute. There's no way nobody died from this, right? I'm pretty sure like
killed
a
the whole
lot of
city.
people died from this. Next, we
Yo,
have
we had
the
a tsunami,
entirety of
bro.
the Echidna tribe. When fighting for the
Oh,
power
yeah.
of the
Oh,
Chaos
it wasn't
Emeralds,
even a spoiler.
the Echidna tribe would awaken the wrath of Chaos. Chaos would wipe out their entire clan and split Angel Island apart from the rest of the
Damn.
Earth by suspending it into the sky. But let's get a bit more specific here, because there are two echidnas that play a larger role in this plot. The first is Chief Pachacamac. Chief Pachacamac used to be a pacifist
the
like
plot,
his mother
bro.
and daughter, but would eventually seek to grow his land for his people. Ugh, that's how it always starts, isn't it? Doing so would cause him
Facts.
to become power hungry, and he'd
Go watch my video on Shadow's lore.
eventually turn into a warlord after battling opposing clans for
Isn't
power.
her name Tika?
This would ultimately trigger the Wrath of Chaos and have his entire clan wiped out overnight. This may or may not include his daughter
Oh, yeah, she
Tikal,
died too.
who tried to
Tikal.
stop him and
She
even
died
stood
too.
in front of him and his soldiers on their
sacrificed
conquest
herself.
to take the Master Emerald's power for themselves. It's unknown if Tikal dies here or at some other point, maybe even due to old age. But
What?
because
Didn't she sacrifice herself?
these events happened so long ago, we know for a fact that Tikal is deceased as we communicate with her spirit through the course of Sonic Adventure 1.
I thought
we have a few
sealed
more
herself
robos to add
with the
here.
with
There's
chaos.
obviously E102 Gamma, who dies by self-destructing in order to set himself free. Yeah, it's
Bro, what is this writing? Bro, what is this writing in Sonic? Who are these writers? How much do they get paid for making art, bro? He sacrificed himself to be free. Oh my god, bro. Who writes these games and these shows, bro? Who writes these, man? It's peak.
very existential. Maybe another topic for another video.
Damn.
And this is after he does the same to
That is
all of his
peak.
brothers. E103 Delta,
Damn.
E104 Epsilon, E105 Zeta, and E101 Beta. There's also Zero, who dies by the hands of Amy Rose of all people. After stalking her through various levels, the robot finally gets what it's got coming by being bashed in the noggin by Amy's hammer and explodes into pieces. It's also debatable
Damn,
if
this
Chaos
is real
dies at
writing,
the end
bro.
of Sonic Adventure. Listen, he goes off with Tikal's ghost, which kind of implies that he's ascending to some kind of heaven with her. But on the other
Sure.
hand, he also appears in some other games. However, I'm pretty sure these appearances are usually never actually him. For example, in Sonic Battle, Chaos appears in front of the Master Emerald to fight the robot Emerald during his story campaign. He kind
Emerald,
of just
I remember
appears
him.
and disappears without much explanation or fanfare, almost as if it could be his
What game
ghost
is
or some
this?
kind of projection
Yo,
of him.
Sonic has so many
Chaos
reiterations
also reappears in
and
Sonic
everything.
Adventure 2's multiplayer, which isn't exactly canon. In Generations, he reappears as Perfect Chaos, but only because of time travel. In Sonic Forces, he's only an illusion of the Phantom Ruby. So I'm gonna put Chaos here after all, because I do truly think he ascends to the afterlife with Tikal at the end
R.I.P.
of Sonic
Chaos,
Adventure
man.
1. Like its predecessor, Sonic Adventure 2 also has quite a few deaths to add to our list. During the raid of the Space Colony arc by Gun,
Maria,
soldiers would go on
Gerald.
to kill every single passenger on board.
Maria and
well,
Gerald,
almost
R.I.P.
every passenger. Two specific passengers will be
When does
looking at
Eggman
include
die,
the
though?
two members of the Robotnik family, Eggman's grandfather and cousin. Eggman's cousin, Mario Robotnik, a crucial character that plays into much of the
R.I.P.,
development of Shadow the
man.
Hedgehog's character arc, is shot right in front of the Hedgehog by a gun soldier. The two managed to retreat into an escape pod room, and Maria would use the last of her strength to eject Shadow off of the Ark and towards Earth. Eggman's grandfather, Gerald Robotnik, would be spared and forced to do gun spitting back on Earth until they'd eventually execute him by firing squad. Yes, that's a real thing. And finally, there's this very overlooked portion of Sonic Adventure 2's story where Team Dark explodes an entire island, and I'm pretty convinced we have a few deaths here.
Definitely.
I ranted about
Killed
it in
animals
a
and
video,
everything.
so let me just play that part here real quick.
Thousands of people literally die from this. Like, there's no way that there were no casualties. I guess all the enemies you fight on this island are robots, but we see in Rouge's boss fight against the gun mech Flying Dog that a human is in the cockpit.
Sure,
There's
they
someone
killed.
piloting
What
this
about the
robot.
animals, bro?
We
They
have to
killed
assume
animals
that there
too.
are other humans on this island. There's no way it's just this one guy. But even if there aren't, this guy piloting the mech is screwed. At the very least, he's dead, without a question. And at most, probably thousands more. So yeah, Eggman is ruthless.
This is
That
also
was
totally
scratching his butt.
unconfirmed, but like, do you think whoever was driving the gun truck is still alive? He totally
He's dead,
slams
bro.
headfirst into a brick wall at like 80
Bro,
miles
who's
an hour.
driving that
And
truck?
ignoring him, do you think any
What
of these
the
parked
frick
cars
do
he
they
ran
got
over had
going on,
people in
bro?
it? I mean, that goes for Sonic too, because he definitely topples over a bunch of cars on his way through
That's
City
just
Escape.
killing people like
Makes
it's
you
nothing,
think.
bro.
Sonic Battle has the death of Emerald, another robot who we end up trading with
R.I.P.
each character
Emerald,
throughout
bro.
the game. Emerald is programmed to follow the orders of whoever presents themselves
I'm waiting
as
for
the
Eggman's
strongest.
death.
So at the end of the game, when Eggman uses a cannon to destroy a group of stars, Emerald's programming goes haywire as his instincts to follow Eggman's commands clash with his newfound personality of being friends with Sonic and crew. Sonic is forced to battle Emerald, and he unfortunately sustains damage that ends up killing him. In my opinion, this
Damn.
is one of the more tragic deaths in the Sonic
R.I.P.
series.
Emerald, bro.
2005
Yo, R.P. Emerald, like Sonic, man. For people who are very into Sonic, right? One thing I learned, like, okay, I'm gonna digress a little bit. One thing I learned about One Piece, I don't know how they do it, but in such a short span of time, they make you attached to characters. I don't know how they do it. Like, I'm not gonna lie, Chopper's backstory almost made me cry. Even though it was such a short span of time, something about the story just like resonated with me, and I almost cried. And the only characters I've cried for in all of it, like anything I've watched, any fictional thing, there's only two characters I cried for. I cried for when Jiraiya died, and I cried when Itachi died the second time. Chopper was a close second, but the thing about Jiraiya and Itachi, I had 700 like 500 plus episodes to get to know those guys. Chopper's backstory was only probably like 30 episodes, and it almost made me cry. Does Sonic have that same type of effect? To like, do you guys get attached to the characters very quickly? Let me know in the comments.
Shadow the Hedgehog is truly the game of all time. It's got some of the most bizarre deaths on this list, so let's get into them. Since the game has so many endings, there's a lot of non-canon stuff that ends up happening, but they still happen, so we're gonna
That
talk
boy
about
Shadow
them.
just holding a
First, we
Glock,
have a
like he
handful of
cannot use
endings where
chaos
Shadow
energy.
is shown karate chopping Eggman, and then the screen cuts to black, implying that the blow literally kills him. I mean,
Damn.
just listen to this. We also have a few
he's
endings
dead.
where Shadow takes down Sonic and the Diablon, a mech piloted by the Gun Commander. And since Shadow is working for the Black Arms, it can be implied that they'd eventually either be killed by Shadow or eaten by the Black Arms at some
Well,
point.
you could just say
since
you got
that's what
knocked
they
out.
do. There's also an ending where Shadow claims he's gonna destroy the planet. So if we
Damn.
go by his word, we can assume
8
that Shadow
billion people.
uses the Eclipse Cannon on Earth and destroys all life along with the planet. Pretty much any ending where Shadow sides with the Black Arms, we can probably also
How
assume
many
that the
endings
entire
is
human
this?
race
What
is
the
doomed,
hell?
since the Black Arms' entire plan is to paralyze and eat the human race's sustenance, as we see them
What?
attempt in the true ending of the game. Speaking of the true ending, let's talk about the canon deaths within this game now. Obviously, we have Shadow using the Eclipse Cannon at the finale of the true ending to blow up the Black Comet. This destroys not only Black Doom, but the entire Black Arms species, driving them to complete extinction.
Damn.
Oh yeah, and let's not forget about that intro cutscene where the Black Arms descend on Westopolis and cause absolute carnage. Just like Chaos demolishing
killed at
Station
least
Square
100,000
with
people.
zero notice, there's absolutely no way nobody died during this.
Nah,
Like,
bro, this cannot be. Like, bro, my whole mindset on Sonic has just been changed. Like, look at this backdrop right here.
Zero notice.
Pure
There's
chaos.
absolutely no way nobody died.
Pure
during this.
chaos,
Like,
bro.
this is arguably worse than what Chaos did. Let's go back to Sonic 06 for a second. I know, everyone's favorite game. A lot of people forget about this, but both Eggman and Elise die in this game. During the original timeline, Eggman and Elise die on board Eggman's ship before Sonic goes into the past to prevent it from happening. We can see Eggman's ship slowly descend and eventually crash
Eggman
and
finally
explode
dies,
on the
bro.
horizon before Sonic is able to save them. Like,
Wait,
during
Elise
this
died too?
conversation between Sonic and Silver, Eggman and Elise are dead. Like, they
Damn.
died. The explosion happened and they are dead as these two are speaking. Obviously, Sonic goes back into the past shortly after this to save them, but for a second, it's kinda like,
Another retcon.
the Duchess of Soliana, aka Princess Elise's mom, is mentioned to have died when Elise was a child. We're not exactly sure what caused her death, but it would drive the Duke of Soliana,
R.I.P.
aka Princess Elise's dad, to experiment with time travel in order to see his wife again by using the power of their god Solaris.
I'd
In
do the
doing
same
so,
thing,
he
bro.
accidentally caused an explosion, splitting Solaris into two and killing not only himself,
Oh,
but
so
all
that's how Solaris got split into
the other scientists within the
Iblis and
facility.
Mephiles, right?
Solaris had split into two, and one of those halves happened to be Mephiles the Dark. Yeah, that same guy who stabbed
Why does he
Sonic
look
through
like
the heart
Sonic,
that we
though?
talked about earlier. Eventually, the two halves of Solaris would rejoin, but would go berserk as it tried to consume every existing timeline. It would be defeated
Damn.
by Sonic, Shadow, and Silver, but the only way for them to do so was to extinguish its flame in the past before any of this happened in the first place, completely erasing Solaris from existence. This would ultimately kill Mephiles the Dark since he was a part of Solaris. Sonic Unleashed has this entire intro sequence where Eggman splits the world into pieces. Pretty sure
What?
some people must have died from that, right?
Yo, Eggman just be doing this on a random Tuesday, bro. Like, yeah, man. Like today, I'll just wake up, man. Let me get my Fruit Loops. Yeah, man. I think today I'm gonna split the Earth into two, man. Yeah, I think it's a very, very amazing thing I should do. And I'm gonna get some of my robots to start working on the equipment. You know, I got 300 IQ. I'm gonna use my IQ for nothing but bullcrap. I'm gonna split the Earth in two.
Imagine
Like, bro,
sailing in a boat and being
what
right
goes
on,
on
the
in
spot
his
where the
head,
world
bro?
splits and then falling into the Earth's core. Other than that ridiculously unlucky situation, I feel like there must have been massive environmental calamities to come with this. So like,
Animals,
people
everything,
must
just
have died at
dead.
this point, right? But if not, that's kind of it for this game. You'd maybe think that Chip would have been listed here, but all that really happens to him is that he's returned back to being sealed inside of the Earth with Dark Gaia, so he isn't actually dead. When I put it like that, it kind of makes this bracelet a little less impactful, huh?
He's gonna
Sonic
come
Rivals
back
2
eventually.
has Metal Sonic 3.0, who gets trapped in Ifrit's dimension and is assumed to be destroyed at some point. An uninteresting end to an uninteresting character. Eraser Jin, an evil genie and the main villain of Sonic and the Secret Rings,
Eraser
goes to
Jin.
deal the finishing blow to Sonic after cornering him. But at the last second, Shara, who had assisted Sonic throughout the entire game at that point,
Sacrificed
took on the
herself?
attack herself and falls to the ground deceased. But worry
What
not.
game is that? They got an Egyptian Sonic.
Because after defeating Eraser Jin, Sonic is able to put him to work and use his 3 wishes, and he uses one wish to bring Shara back to life. Sonic then
Plot
reseals
armor.
Eraser Jin back inside of his lamp, which
They
he
got
then
genies.
proceeds to throw into a pit of lava. Ouch, yeah, he
Damn,
is not
he
coming
actually
back
killed
from
him.
that one. Captain Whisker from Sonic Rush Adventure is presumed dead as he sinks to the bottom of the ocean with his ship. I didn't play this game, so I can't really comment any further. I just know this
Yo, they
happened
run
because
like
I looked
Naruto
it up on the
characters.
Sonic Wiki. Pro YouTuber move right there, by the way. There's a handful of characters from Sonic Lost World that may or may not have died, and it kind of just depends on how you want to look at it. Obviously, we have the Deadly Six, who Sonic fights throughout the course of the game. Upon
Yeah, that
defeat,
boy's
they
chopped.
turn into little clouds of smoke,
This
and
is
for
Sonic
most
Frontiers?
of them, we pretty much never see them again. Zaz, Xena, Master Zik, Zamam, Zor,
Master Zik.
all these guys poof. But does that
Yo.
mean that they're dead?
Sonic,
Zadok
who
comes back
made
to
that
the
name,
Team
bro? He
Sonic
knew what he
Racing,
was
so
doing.
maybe
They knew
he
what they
was
were
the only
doing.
Survivor. Because the rest only appear in spin-off material like the Olympic Games series, which aren't canon by any means, but maybe it still might indicate that they're still around at least.
This is Sonic
it's
versus
very
Mario, right?
unclear, so I don't actually know if I can count these
Bro,
guys
put
as
your
dead or
tongue
not.
in your
Let
mouth,
me know what
bro.
you think in the comments below. Okay, next we have Sonic Forces, which is actually kind of a juicy one. This is a game that tried for no good reason. Maybe to compensate for how soft all of the recent games before it had been. It has a lot of themes of war, so with that, you know, there's going to be a few deaths here and
Sonic
there.
Forces.
Can't win a war without breaking a few eggs. I think that's how the saying goes. So yeah, lots of civilian casualties are definitely confirmed in some of the radio communications we hear throughout the game. However,
Well, that's
it's
infinite.
unclear what they really mean by this. Are they just like knocked out, injured, or are they like straight up dead? They never really specify, which just kind of leaves it up to the imagination. But like a lot of other deaths on this list, I think we can go ahead and assume that there were definitely some fatal casualties within some of these battles. We know for a fact that Shadow wiped out Infinite's entire squad. So going by
Packed
our
them.
same logic, we now know that Shadow is a ruthless killer. But I think we
He
already
actually
knew
doesn't
that
care,
based
bro.
on how Shadow had zero hesitation.
That's what I was about to
karate
say,
chop
bro.
Eggman to death in Shadow 05.
He carries a
Speaking
Glock.
of
He does not
Infinite,
care
it's
about
apparently been
saving
unclear
lives,
for
bro.
some people on if he's dead or not. I remember when the Sonic Encyclopedia came out,
This just
people
got
were
retconned, right?
screenshotting this passage from the book claiming that Infinite was confirmed to be dead or something. But honestly, I never really got that myself from reading this. I don't know
Yeah,
where
this
people
finally,
got that
this got
from.
retconned
All
that
this
Infinite's
is basically
alive.
saying is that he's trapped within the Phantom Ruby, which means there is opportunity for someone to go ahead and
Wow, he
release
was
him again
right.
one day, so I
Chow
don't
Mix
think
was
I'd go
right.
as far as to say that he's literally dead. Anyways, our final game that we'll be going over is Sonic Frontiers. While not as arbitrarily dark
So
as
the
Sonic
other one was
Forces,
a Sonic
we do
Frontiers.
still have some darker moments that I feel are much more earned. And most
Yo,
of
those
these
look like
moments
the things
include
from
death.
X-Men.
First, we have the annihilation of the entire ancient race. After fleeing to Earth to
yeah.
escape the End's terror, it manages to follow them to Earth and eventually wipe them out. It's unclear how the
RIP.
entire race becomes completely extinct, because from the cutscenes, it looks like they managed to seal the End within the Titan Supreme. But maybe the End had run them so down at that point that even after doing that, they weren't able to sustain their population.
I
and
thought he
they
got trapped
eventually
in
fizzled out.
cyberspace.
Or maybe a select few did escape. After all, chaos existing does tell us that the ancients do live on in some way. Even so, a large majority of their race was wiped out by the End, which is explained throughout the plot of Sonic Frontiers. We also have Sage, the AI daughter of Dr. Eggman,
She
and
died
also
too?
one of my new favorite characters. Although she's an AI, she exhibits great sentience and free will. Towards the end of the game, she starts having a change of heart that we can see pretty visually here as she turns from black and red to white and blue. Sage ends up sacrificing herself by absorbing the catastrophic explosion the End was attempting to cause as a last-ditch effort to destroy the Earth. However, thankfully it's revealed in the post-credit scene that Eggman ends up reconstructing Sage, so I'm sure this won't be
so
the last we'll
she's
be seeing
immortal.
of her. The question is though, is this the same Sage that we interacted with throughout Sonic Frontiers, or an entirely new one? Wow, lots of shadow
Does she have
parallels.
her past memories that she sacrificed herself?
Down to the way she sacrifices herself during the final battle, to being rescued by Dr. Eggman and not knowing if she's the original or a clone. No wonder I really like Sage. Alright, raise your hand if that was more death than—
Yo, bro, my ears, bro. Gotta let my new piercings, you know, I pierce my ears, man. Man, Sonic has some deep stuff in it, and it's quite surprising, honestly, not knowing nothing about Sonic and just thinking it's some child's game or child's show. It's really deep, man. It's really deep. So, man, let's finish the video.
you thought for a series about a blue hedgehog that runs fast. I know I was definitely surprised after cataloging them all in one place. It's not like death is the end-all be-all for a good Sonic story. It's just nice when you know that a Sonic game isn't afraid to have both lighthearted moments and darker moments. I mean,
does.
Disney movies do it all the time.
Like when I'm playing Adventure 1, man, it feels so fun. I'm just running around looking for side quests, doing side quests, listening to the music of the Mystic Ruins. It's so amazing, and then they just drop some deep stuff on you in the middle of the game.
That's
Like,
to
bro,
that universal appeal that makes Sonic a game franchise that anyone of any age can enjoy.
Yeah,
And it
definitely.
seems that Sonic Frontiers brought this tone back, so I think we can look forward to having it in at least a few more games. Anyways, that's gonna be it for today's video.
W vid from Chow Mix as usual. W video. I'm like, man, what do y'all think, man? A lot of characters have died. The whole main cast dying is kind of crazy. But it kind of also makes sense considering there's so many Sonic pieces of fiction that there's so many chances for characters to die. And also, like how he said, like sometimes they don't know if it's gonna be the final game or something like that. So, oh, excuse me. Yeah, it does make sense, even though it's still kind of crazy. Anyways, if you like the video, make sure to like, man. Comment what you think. What are your thoughts on this? Any tips? I need to get back to playing Adventure 1. I'm gonna play tomorrow. So definitely subscribe if you're watching this and you're new here. We got some Adventure 1 gameplay tomorrow. And yeah, any recommendations, just put in the comments. I'll check it out. And I'll see you in the next video.